Thank you for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use The Art of Love Tarot by Denise Jarvie, artwork by Tony Carmine Salerno. There's the full box, but if you want that information, there it is. The website for this one, I want to say it's Blue Angel. BlueAngelOnline.com. It's there at the bottom. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Hopefully you can see the spelling for that too if you want to. This is illustrated by Jessie Reish, which is at the top of the orange. And the website is at the bottom, hayhouse.com. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. And finally, I use the Dungeons and Dragons dice is what they are. They're metal. It's there. It's Amazon.com if it focuses. If it decides to focus. Is it doing it? Maybe. I use the 20-sided one for the Major Arcana. There's 21 in the Major Arcana, but I just use the 20-sided dice. For the Minor Arcana, I use these 4-sided dice to decide the suit, and then I use the 12-sided dice for which number card, which only goes up to Knight, but still, that's how I use it. Anything else? I think we're good. All right, hopefully that helps, and let's get into your reading. Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Virgo? Okay. Okay, so what do we got going on here? Whatever this is, I feel like you're going to enjoy it for the most part, or you already are for the most part. There is something with, I keep thinking like, who do I include? Who do I include? Who do I include? Is there stress? I don't know if like there's any stress beyond the normal. Like whatever your everyday normal stress level is, that seems to be, I don't feel like there's anything out of the ordinary stress, but like, I just feel like for whatever you're doing, it's kind of like, well, that's there. I don't even think about it type stress. You know what I mean? When you got to get to work on time, you got things to do at work, you're like, yeah, there's some stress to get this done on time or get this where it should be or dealing with this person. But that's like an everyday thing. It doesn't really take up too much space in your brain. You're like, I'm just going to have to deal with that, and I'm used to it, so I don't overthink it. There's a good energy here. Are you self-sufficient with this in the sense of like you're doing this on your own, or there's something else here? Like before we get into it, I feel like it's something that there's not a lot of thought. I feel like there's not a lot of thought. There's not a lot of like it's already set there. So like if you, for example, what I would say this is, when I say there's not a lot of thought, there's like not a lot of current thought in the sense of, say you decorate for holidays, certain holidays every year. And it's just like you have what you have and you put up what you put up. So maybe you put some holiday lights around the window and you there's certain things you put up, right? It seems like, I'm not saying you do this, but this is the type of analogy. You do it the same way every year. If the lights aren't good, you just go, you find the same thing, you pick it up, and then you use those. Like there's not a lot of thought, current thought, you know what I mean? In the sense of like new thought, new creativity. It's all the same. This is what I do every year. If something doesn't work, I replace it, and there it goes. That's what it is. Which there's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm getting a lot of self-sufficiency and kind of like there's stress about maybe the time, like if we're going to use this same analogy, when you moved into this place and you decided where you wanted things to go, maybe there's fixtures or the way things fit or a certain way it took a lot of work to make it work out the way you wanted it to. It may be finding what works for you, finding what makes you happy, finding what you enjoy and that is conducive to other people. Like maybe you have animals, for example. So you only put out certain things in certain places, and it has to be safe for the animals, so you have certain restrictions due to what you're dealing with and what you have around there. So there's like, I don't put out too much, and I only put out certain things in these areas, and I make sure that it doesn't like encourage the furry cat to attack it. I have a cat, I'm just saying. Certain things don't go out anymore because furry cats get a little excited and like to attack things. So I'm thinking we're going down that line. So, like, there's no advancement. There's just like there might have been stress. Like when I keep going back to like I feel like I'm missing a piece. It's like the reason it's set up currently is because, for example, maybe you have an animal and you had maybe candles you used to like to put out. And then, there was one incident where the cat got a little bit too rambunctious and that almost burned down your house. And you're like, well, we're never doing that again. So, not as long as we have this. That type of thing, right? So there might have been stress making it where it is now. And like, you know what I do now makes me happy and I don't have to worry about problems. This could be kids. This could be something else. Maybe there's something else in your house that you're like, that makes me nervous. So I don't mess with that. This is what I have. It's the same. This doesn't have to be a holiday thing, by the way. It's just what's in my brain. So whatever the subject is, it's set up, it's done the same way every time, and it's secure and safe, and you don't worry about it. But you got a challenger coming in. So there's a new energy coming in that wants to change these things. A very positive energy, but a very conflicting energy at the same time. Somebody wants you to change what's going on, and somebody wants you to do things differently. And they don't seem to understand why you do things the way you do things. Which is odd, in my opinion, because Virgo is very, like, it makes perfect sense why you do what you do. Like, there's, like, you could, if they asked you, and even though they might ask you, and you might tell them, and they might be like, well, that's outdated, or, well, that doesn't need to be that way anymore. Or, well, we could do it this way instead. And you're like, yeah, but that's not guaranteed safe, and I like guaranteed safe. There's a challenger. There's a challenger coming in. This isn't bad, but, like, there's a lot more joy possible here, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but the way it's going now, I know it works, and I am happy with it. But somebody else is like, yeah, but we could do this differently. Yeah, but we could do that. Yeah, but this could happen. Somebody wants to change things, coming in and wants to change things. This can be enjoyable. This can be enjoyable. Allowing small changes, set parameters as far as you can without feeling in danger. So, for example, for me, a parameter would be nothing that you have to light on fire can be in this house. Like, if you wanted to be a decoration, nothing that you can light on fire, because I don't even want candles out there as a decoration. Even if you don't light them, I don't trust that somebody else won't. So they're not allowed. We're not doing that. You cannot have them out there. I will not allow it because of that. That type of thing, if you're following me. But you could have decorative plastic candles that you clearly cannot light, and anybody who tried to would realize that it's not going to work. You could have that. I'd be like, you can do that. You can have pictures of candles, as long as it doesn't have a wick that could actually be lit. You could have a picture of it. You know what I mean? Setting new boundaries, like, all right, I'm willing for change. Here's the boundaries for those changes. Creativity, yep. Somebody wants to change something, and there's a very positive energy with this. This could be a very good thing. This could be a very enjoyable thing. Keep that in mind. Somebody coming in wanting to make more. Set the boundaries, and I'm also getting step back and just kind of let it happen, maybe without you. I don't know why I'm saying that, other than that's the way it's coming through. This is a change that can be very positive. There could be some new things coming out of this, some new possibilities. Set your boundaries. Let them do what they want. I feel like, yeah, set the boundaries, let them do what they want. I know some people, for example, have certain rules. I keep using the holiday decorating, but another rule might be like no blinking or strobe lights, stuff like that. You could also have, like, for me, there's only so much light I can stand before it starts giving me a headache. So I'm just like, and yeah, if you want three strands of lights on the tree, that's good. No more than 100 lights per strand, and that's enough. No more than that. No blinking. No strobing. Just things to, like, think about what you like and why you like it. Stuff like that. Just be careful to try to back up and allow them to do what they want. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Is there anything else I need to say with that? Because I feel like they're saying try not to be over restrictive, but like if there's things that give you problems, like strobing lights, too many lights, things that catch on fire. For a while there, for some reason, for me, blue LED lights would trigger a headache for me for whatever reason. So if there's stuff like that that you know about, let them know that. Try to be as flexible as possible, because you'd be surprised. It's not just about this moment. That may be the shocking thing with it. If you try to be as flexible as possible. So for example, with me with the blue LED lights, I'm usually like, try to cover them as much as possible at least, because they do trigger headaches for me, and I'll try not to look at them. Or like, for example, for me, LED lights outside is better than inside for that reason, because like as long as they're not constantly there, I think I'm fairly okay with them. But if they're inside the house and they're constantly pinging me in the head, it's kind of like I have to kind of move away from them and make an effort to not look at them. So like try to be flexible. Like, okay, you really want those? Can we do them mostly outside, or just kind of like not have them too much in the living room and like put ornaments in front of them or something? Can we try something? And it's something about things coming forward later from this. Being more flexible as we can, and realizing that this is setting up something in the future for you. This is definitely setting something up with fertility and healing, where you could have more coming later. So I know I'm using the holiday analogy, but like after the holiday is passed and everything's all taken down and put away, there's going to be other things coming later, and this person's going to learn about like what is possible and what's not possible. If you put up too much restriction here and you weren't very negotiable, I feel like this is going to limit possibilities in the future. This is going to like dampen the success you could have later with this person. Because I feel like the more flexibility you have, the more you're willing to, kind of work with, like, here's the boundaries, but this is the flexibility and why. The more room you give them to grow, the more you're going to get from this connection, the better it's going to be. If you restrict it too much, at least at this point, the way I'm feeling it, they might kind of give up. There could be this possibility where they're like, well, you're not really going to let me do what I want. When I do kind of try to work with your boundaries, I hate it. I feel like I'm suffocating. I can't really work with it. And they may give up trying to work with you. They may not. It may kind of like make something stagnate or kind of choke a bit. It's not going to work well. So they're saying that's kind of why you want to try to be as flexible as possible. Try to get more open boundaries that you can live with, and be as flexible and try to work with it and try to kind of give where it's feasible, because it benefits you later with this person. If it's too restrictive, I keep getting that they may give up, and they may not. They may kind of like veer away from you more than work with you. They may work without you, which I feel like for some reason in this situation, like, it's going to affect your outcome later. There's something of a community feel here. The way this person seems to have a very good community around them, or they may be pulling into a new community later. If they feel like you're more conducive with them, they'll pull you in with them, because there is a lot of value to you that they do see. I mean, obviously there's a lot of value to you, but they see it. But if they feel like, you know, they can't really work with it, or like you may have a lot of value, but it's just painful for them to work with, they won't pull you into this later. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of success around this person, by the way. Whoever this person is coming into your life or affecting this situation, or there's a lot of success around them. You have to give them as much room as you can to be flexible to like work with those boundaries. I don't feel like this has to be painful, by the way. It shouldn't be boundaries where you're like, oh my lord, oh my goodness. Like, it shouldn't be like, I can't believe. It shouldn't be like that type of feeling. It should be more of a flexibility where you're like, I don't know about this, but it's not dangerous, so I'll go with it. If you follow me. Like, I don't know about this, but it's not dangerous, so I'll go with it. It should be a little uncomfortable, but not like I can't stand my life uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Are we good? Alright, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.